Hi everyone, welcome to this line time that was created by Group 4. So let's start. So I'm going to start with the first one, which was choosing the refrigerator. So the modern refrigerator were created in 1834 and when scientists Jacob Perkins, Oliver Evans, and John Goring patented the first fully functional refrigerator. But an important fact is that it was perfected 10 years later, looking to reduce the temperature of his patients affected with yellow fever by the American John Goring. However, it is also worth mentioning that ice has become a precious commodity in the ancient world, and especially in the summer, because, for example, the Yakshal, which literally means ice well, therefore around the 4th century BC, it was devised by the Persians, and obviously because they are famous for their wealth and ingenuity. In the middle of the desert, these constructions were made to store food and even to make ice. So its creator was from United States, and that is the reason that refrigerator was created in United States. So we need to know that human cultures have long known that valued food products are protected from bacteria and other factors that make them inedible by the low temperatures. Okay, the refrigerator was invented to keep food fresh and keep it at low temperatures in its immediate environment to reduce the rate of the reproduction of a harmful bacteria. So, space, order, and optimal conditions for our food to be preserved, for example, for much longer, has been given us the refrigerator. Okay, now we are going to talk about the telephone. So, it was created by the Italian Antonio Messier in 1854, and later it was patented by Graham Bell because in that time Antonio didn't have the necessary records to patent the telephone. Antonio created the telephone to talk to his wife, who was ill and immobile in bed with a serious illness, that he had been connected his office to her bedroom. Okay, something important to say about that is that electricity was not used, but magnetized iron that functioned as a conduit of sound was that allowed Antonio Messier to converse with his wife. Okay, the telephone was created in Staten Island, and during all this time, the telephone has had many modifications, and it was used and supported. That is something important by telecommunications companies, and its expansion was thanks to these companies. So, something important to say is that the current cell phones, arrived thanks to the telephones and in companies with the computers and the internet. Okay, the first telephones were created for the simple fact of communicating by calling. It is an important fact to know, and a curious thing that we can say about the telephone is that approximately 1 kilogram had weight a phone and cost about $4,000. The first telephones that that was created.
Good evening, it's a pleasure. My name is Estefania Moa, and today I would like to tell you about some inventions that revolutionized history. First, I will tell about the washing machine. It was invented by James King. The washing machine was invented around the year 1000. During around the year 1851 was developed in United States. Manual washing machines were developed that help reduce the physical effort required to wash clothes. These machines use crans or levers to agitate clothes in soapy water. During the year 1800, Broom washing machine obtained a patent for a broom washing machine, which incorporate a rotating drum driven by a crane. But this design influenced future innovations. Later in the 1900, automatic electric washing machines for Albert J. Fisher invented the first fully automatic electric washing machine in the 1908. His machine called the Thor had a rotating drum and a shaking mechanism founded the Howley Machine Company to manufacture this washing machine. Later, during these years, washing machine became a popular choice. This design allowed easier access to the drum and improved washing efficiency. Later, a more affordable automatic washing machine. Automatic washing machines become more affordable and accessible to the general public. Improvements in efficiency and functionality contribute to its popularity. Decades of 1980 and 1990 technological advance during these decades, washing machines incorporate more advanced technologies such as electronic controls, programming options, and improvement in energy efficiency. Continuous innovation. Today, washing machines continue to evolve with modern features such as load sensors, internet connectivity, specialist programs, and greater energy efficiency. The history of the washing machine reflects the constant search for more efficient and convenient ways to perform household tasks, improving the quality of life and freeing up time for other activities. Other inventors and designers also played significant roles in creating and improving washing machines over the years. The history of the washing machine is an evolution that involves multiple people and development over time. In the year 1925 is the first successful public broadcast. Philo Farnsworth carried out the first successful public
Another invention that I think is important is the motorcycle. The motorcycle, it is a two-wheeled vehicle designed for the transportation of one or two persons. The first motorcycle that is currently known was invented by the American Sylvester Howard Rupert. Basically, it was consisted of a two-cylinder steam engine powered by coal. Put like that is a far cry from what we think of a motorcycle today, but it set the present and was the starting point for everything that was to follow. It was not until 20 years later, in 1885, that a combustion engine was incorporated into the machine, and it was called the Daimler Range by the Germans Wheel and Goodell. It's considered of a four-stroke single-cylinder propeller, had four wheels, and traveled at 18 kilometers per hour. Well, the invention I chose was the electric clothes iron. But first of all, what is an iron? It is an appliance used to smooth clothes and eliminate wrinkles. A base that is heated, a metal plate that slides over the clothes to smooth the fibers uh, constituted. In 82, the electric iron was invented by Henry Seeley. It's consisted of an iron that was heated by an electric current. It was the first iron did not need to be heated in a stove or a fire, and it could be used anywhere with access to electricity. So, as an curious fact, not as such of the invention, but of unusual ways perhaps that are done with the iron is the iron is used by some people to transfer image printed on paper to fabric or other materials. This process involves printing an image on a special transfer paper and the applying heat with the iron to transfer the image to the fabric.
I choose the plane for to explain. The first flying machine was created for Orville Wright in 1903. Since then, he was improving his invention. This invention was easily copied, and the creators had several legal troubles. For this, Orville sold his invention, and this business divides into styles. The first was the military, and he used she and they use this um, for to modify and development more technologicals, and the second is for um, acrobates. Later, with the time and technological development, um, these machines were adapted for commercial passengers use.
Okay, now I talk about the TV. Was invented by John Logie Baird. Was invented around the year 1925. This is what developed in Scotland. First, Sussex Public Broadcast. The first successful public broadcast of motion television. This event marked an important milestone in the development of electronic television. In the 1930 commercial television, the television broadcast began to expand, and the first commercial broadcast appeared in the United States and Europe. Cathode ray to CRT. Televisions began to be produced and sold on the market. In the year 1936 is the first high-definition television broadcast. This is from Alexandra Palace. 1900 okay, no. In this year, the BBC in London made the first high-definition television broadcast. This is the from Alexandra Palace. In the year 1940 is the introduction of color television. This is one important success because although black and white television was common, the technology for transmitting and receiving color television was developed. The first color television was broadcast occurred in the United States in 1953 year. Later, in the 1950, is the mass popularization. Sorry, is one difficult. This television became a common feature in homes, and television broadcast expanded significantly. The 1950 also saw the introduction of the portable television. Later, in the 1960, is the transistors in the televisions. The transition from tube and televisions to transistored models made televisions smaller, lighter, and more energy efficient. In the 1980 and 1990 is the flat screen and high definition in the televisions. The introduction of video case, flat screen, and high definition marked significant advance in television technology. Later, in 2000 and 2010, flat screen televisions and the digital age. The flat screen televisions, such as plasmas and LCD, become standard. The transition to digital television and the introduction of the high definition and ultra high definition displays continued to evolve the television experience. Later in the 2020 is the streaming and smart TVs. Streaming content through online service and integrating smart features into TVs become prominent trends. Throughout these decades, television has constantly evolved, going from being a device. Thank you for your attention, and bye.
I choose the plane for to explain. The first flashing machine was created for orbit right in 1903. Since then, he was improving his invention. This invention was easily copied, and the creators had several legal troubles. For this, Orville sold his invention, and this business divides into styles. The first was the military, and he used she and they use this um, for to modificate and development more technologicals, and the second is for accurate. Later, with the time and technological development, mm, these machines were adapted for commercial passengers use.